Most watch reviewers get this wrong, and once you understand it, you'll never look at a bezel in the same way again. Hi, I'm Jonathan from Helicon Watches, and today I want to explain why we chose a countdown bidirectional bezel for our professional chronograph, and why that decision says everything about who we are as a brand. So most watches you'll see, especially dive watches, use a count-up bezel. It's designed to measure elapsed time. And that makes perfect sense if you're diving. But in everyday life, it's not actually that useful, because most of the time, we're not measuring what's already happened. We're thinking about what's next. And this is where the countdown bezel comes in. Instead of telling you how much time has passed, it tells you how much time you've got left. And that's a completely different mindset. Just think about it for a minute. You've got 20 minutes before a meeting. Your train leaves in 10 minutes. You've got 45 minutes before you leave the house. With a countdown bezel, you just set it, and at a glance, you know exactly where you are. No maths, no thinking, just clarity. Now, this isn't something we've just discovered. Dan and I have spent over 20 years in the watch industry. We founded the after-sales operations in the UK for brands like Sin and Fortis, famous for their mission timers. We've worked closely with case makers like Fricker and Sugg in Germany. We've seen firsthand how watches are really made, and more importantly, what separates something that looks good from something that actually works. And here's the important bit. A bidirectional countdown bezel is not the same as a dive bezel, not even close. Dive bezels are unidirectional for safety. They're designed so they can only move in one way. That's critical underwater, but it's restrictive in real life. A bidirectional bezel gives you flexibility. You adjust it instantly, forward or backwards. Add time, remove time. It depends on your choice. It reacts to you as your day changes. And once you've started using one, you realize just how limiting a traditional bezel can be. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because making a proper bidirectional bezel is not easy. With the professional chronograph, our case and bezel are completely bespoke. This isn't off the shelf. The bezel sits on ceramic bearings made to our exact specification. On the underside of the bezel, we have precision cut teeth designed to match the geometry of the bezel itself. That's then compressed with a custom engineered spring. This creates a very specific feel. And crucially, it's completely different to a unidirectional dive bezel. When you turn it, you feel it. There is intent, there is feedback. It's not just a component, it's part of the experience of the watch. And that is exactly why you don't see many countdown bezels. They're harder to design, harder to manufacture, and much harder to get right. But when you do, and they are valued by collectors, they become something people actively seek out. And pairing it with a chronograph, that's deliberate, because your chronograph measures elapsed time perfectly, so your bezel doesn't need to. Instead, it becomes a planning tool, a mission tool, a completely different function. And together, they make the watch far more useful. And this is really what we think Helicon is about. We don't just design watches to look good. We design them to work, to be used, to be part of your day. We're incredibly proud that our watches are designed, tested and assembled here in the UK. We're a small British family business. And every decision, like the bezel, is made with intent. Because at the end of the day, anyone can follow fashion or tradition, but it takes experience to know when to challenge it. And that's what makes these watches so sought after, so different. That's Helicon. Please do like the video and subscribe. It all helps.